Good morning, friends. So we continue our chapter Exponents and Powers. In the previous lecture, we saw what is the power notation, how it is written. We have, when we have repeated multiplication, like 2 is multiplied 5 times, this repeated multiplication is written as 2 raised to the power 5, where 2 is called the base and 5 is called the power or the exponent. So I hope you are thorough with this. In the previous lecture we saw how we write repeated multiplication as 2 raised to the power 5, the base and the exponent. We also saw the laws of exponents and we verified each law by using many examples. So I hope you are thorough with all of them. This is the very base of the chapter. If you will do this in detail, if you have understood this in detail, then the chapter will become very easy for you. If you haven't done it, then please stop this video and go to the previous video and revise all these laws thoroughly. In the previous lecture, we also came to the concept of negative power. So I hope you do remember what is a negative power. Say we have got 5 raised to minus 3. The negative power means the reciprocal, that is 1 upon 5 raised to 3, or 3 raised to 3 can be written as 1 upon 3 raised to minus 3. In short, when the power in the numerator, the number in the numerator goes into the denominator, the sign of the power changes. Also we saw like minus 7 upon 5 raised to minus 3 can be written as the reciprocal 5 upon minus 7 raised to 3. So the number 7 numerator goes into denominator, denominator into numerator, that is we have taken the reciprocal. When we take the reciprocal, the sign of the power changes. So once we are thorough with all these laws, now we'll try out the solved examples. Try to understand each example in complete detail before you move on to the exercise. So now let us take our time and understand each and every example in detail. The first question says, find the value of. We have to find the value here. Another word for finding value is also evaluate. So remember this word evaluate or find the value means we have to find the exact value. Now you can see this is raised to minus 3. The power is negative. So what we will first do is make the negative power positive. And how do we do that? By taking the reciprocal. So 2 raised to minus 3 is written as 1 upon 2 raised to 3. So this is 1 upon 2 to the power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2. Power notation. So we get the value 1 upon 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So the value of 2 raised to minus 3 is 1 upon 8. That is the value. In the next sum we have 1 upon 3 raised to minus 2. Again we have a negative power. So how do we make it positive? By taking the number in the numerator. So this becomes 3 square. What is 3 square? It is 3 into 3. And 3 3s are 9. So the value of 2 raised to minus 3 is 1 upon 8. And the value of 1 upon 3 raised to minus 2 is 9. I hope this is clear to you how to find the values. So the basic step in finding the value is, first we change a negative power into a positive power. If the power is positive, you don't have to do anything. But if the power is negative, you will first convert. How do you convert it? By taking the reciprocal. So 2 raised to minus 3 becomes 1 upon 2 raised to 3. Okay, so there are two steps in finding the value. The first step is converting the negative power by making it a positive power by shifting the denominator in the numerator or the numerator in the denominator. And then we do the repeated multiplication and get the answer. So I hope this first type of sum is very clear to you. In the next type of sum, we have simplify. So here you do not have to find the value, you only have to simplify, means write the answer in simple terms. Now for this, you will have to recall the law of exponents. Now how do you do that? First you check what is the base here. Base is -4 and the power is 5. Here the base is again -4 and the power is 10. So first thing you see that the base is the same. Both the base are equal and the powers are different. Right? So you have to learn to see the sum. The base is the same, -4 is the base, is same. The powers are different and there is a multiplication sign. So let us recall, we have a raised to m into a raised to n. The base a is the same with a multiplication sign. So what was the law? When the base is same, we keep the base as it is and add the powers. So let us do the same thing over here. -4 raised to 5 into -4 raised to 10. We keep -4 the base as it is same. Add the powers. So 5 plus 10 gives us -4 raised to 5 plus 10 is 50. Yes, using this formula we have got the answer. So that is why understanding the laws is very, very important. Then we have a raised to m divided by a raised to n. The base has to be the same. Check. 2 raised to 5, 2 raised to -6. The base is the same and the division sign. So what does the law say? The base remains the same and you have to subtract the powers. Because there is a division sign, you subtract the powers. So this sum 2 raised to 5 divided by 2 raised to -6, will write 2, the base remains the same, 5, m minus n minus, but you can see here the n is -6, so do not forget this. This minus sign is come because of the division and this minus sign was already there, which I cannot forget. So this becomes 2 raised to 5 minus minus becomes plus 6. So we get the answer 2 raised to 11. So we are very basically using the law of exponents, but also keeping a watch over the signs. If you put the signs wrong, then you will get the answer wrong. So we have got 5 minus -6, which becomes 5 plus 6. So go through this thoroughly, very slowly. If needed, rewind the video and see it again. Now, the third type of sum is express this value as a power with base 2. Now what is the sum asking here? 4 raised to -3 has got the base 4, but we want to make this base 4 as base 2. Now what is 4? 4 is 2 into 2, that is 2 square. So I can write 4 as 2 square, means this number 4 base I have made the base 2. So 4 is 2 square. This is how we change the number from one base to another. I can express 4 as a base 2. How? 4 is 2 twos are, that is 2 square. So that is how change the base. Now 4 raised to -3 can be written as 2 square raised to -3. What I have done here is 4 is this 4 I have written as 2 square. So I have written 4 as 2 square, but the power has on the top remains the same. Now which law do you recall here? We have got the law a raised to m, the whole raised to n. So when it is power raised to power, the law says to multiply the powers. So we get this as 2 raised to 2 into -3. We multiply the powers, so it becomes 2 raised to minus 6. So you can keep the answer 2 raised to minus 6, or if you want to further simplify to make the power positive, you can write as 1 upon 2 raised to 6. So this answer is also correct, 2 raised to minus 6, or you can write this answer also. So what have we done here? We have changed this number to a number with base 2. You can see the base has become 2. So this is a third type of sum where you are taught how to change the base of a number. So I hope these sums are very clear to you now. For the next topic we have simplify. Again, simplify and keep the power in the exponential form. Exponential form means you do not have to find the value. You just have to put the powers. But now you can see instead of 2 numbers, we have got 3 numbers. And we have got a bracket also. So which rule will we follow? We will follow the board mass rule. Okay? So we have got 2 raised to 5 divided by 2 raised to 8 into 2 raised to minus 5. Look at the first in the bracket. We know a raised to m divided by a raised to n equal to a raised to m minus n. So let us apply it. So we get 2 raised to 5 minus 8. Yes, m minus n. And this 2 raised to minus 5 for the time being will keep it as it is without any change. Now this becomes 2 raised to minus 3. 5 minus 8 is minus 3 into 2 raised to minus 5. Now this has become same base with the multiplication sign. So what will we use? A raised to m into a raised to n equal to a raised to m plus n. So we have this 2 raised to minus 3 plus minus 5. That is 2 raised to minus 3 plus into minus is minus 5. So we get 2 raised to minus 8. So you can keep it as 2 raised to minus 8 or change it into 1 upon 2 raised to 8. Okay. So this is how we do it by board mass. One step at a time. First we solve this two. After we get the answer for the first two, we multiply with the third term and get the answer. Now in the second sum, this one, there is no bracket. Since there is no bracket, you can choose the way you want to do it. But now what you can see, here the base is different, here the base is different, and here the base is different. But what is the same? You can see the power of all three is same. So which law will we recall here? A raised to m into b raised to m is a into b the whole raised to m. Now the power is same. You can choose any two numbers and solve them first, or we can take all the three numbers and do it together. Then the law will become a raised to m into b raised to m into c raised to m is a into b into c raised to m. The law will remain the same. So we'll change this answer to now minus 4 into 5 into minus 5 raised to minus 3. Minus 4 into 5 is minus 20. Minus 20 to minus 5 is 100. So we get the answer 100 raised to minus 3, or 1 upon 100 raised to 3. And since you have to keep the answer in the exponential form, we will not change any further but keep it as it is. So here what is the change in this type of sums? Instead of using two numbers, they have used three numbers. Here they have given the bracket, so we go by board mass, we solve the first thing in the bracket. Here there is no bracket mentioned, so you can take any two numbers at a time, or you can take all the three numbers at the same time and you will get the same answer. So these are the different ways to solve the sum. Kindly understand in detail. In the next we have simplify. Again we have to simplify the sum and write the answer in the exponential form. So we don't have to find the value, we have to just simplify. Now how do we simplify this? Here You have got a fraction, here you have got a negative power. So we'll have to change it into proper form. So 1 upon 8 into 3 raised to minus 3. So first what we'll do, we'll write 1 upon 8 as 2 raised to 3. What I'm basically doing here is, we know 8 equal to 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 raised to 3. Now what are you basically seeing here is something we have done before called prime factorization. Remember this. What does prime factorization mean? 8 can be written as 4 into 2, but 4 is a composite number. So I am writing 8 in only prime factors. 2 is a prime number. So 2 into 2 into 2 is 8, becomes 2 raised to 3. So I wrote here 1 upon 8 as 1 upon 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to minus 3. Now 2 raised to minus 3 I can write as 1 upon 2 raised to 3, I can write as 2 raised to minus 3, or I can change this number as 1 upon 3 raised to 3. So to simplify, you can do either one. So what I am going to do is, I am going to write 1 upon 2 raised to 3 as 2 raised to minus 3, and this number I keep as it is, that is 3 raised to minus 3. Okay. Now the base is different, the power is the same. So which rules to apply? A into B raised to m. So we get the answer 2 3s are 6, 6 raised to minus 3. So what we have done is, this whole number, separate number, is now simplified and put in which terms? 6 raised to minus 3. This is called simplification in exponential form. Here we have got minus 3 raised to 4 and 5 by 4 raised to 4. Here the power is the same. So let us apply the rule. What will we get? Minus 3 into 5 upon 4, a into b, the whole raised to the power 4. So minus 3 into 5 is minus 15 upon 4 raised to 4. So these two numbers, the multiplication is put in a simplified form. So this is not put in the exponential, means the prime factorization form, but it is put in the exponential form. The two numbers are merged to make as one number by applying the rules of exponents. Okay, this is a very interesting sum. In this sum we don't have to simplify, nor we have to evaluate, nor the exponential form. Here we have to find m. Now how can you find this m when this is given to you? Now what you can see here is minus 3 raised to m plus 1 into minus 3 raised to 5 becomes minus 3 raised to 7. It is written equal to. And we have to find the value of m. So we'll first basically apply the rules. We'll take the left hand side and right hand side. Now the right hand side is given in its simple form. So there's nothing to be done here. What we have to do is simplify the left hand side. Which rule will we apply? We can see the base is the same and multiplication. So which rule we have to apply? A raised to m into a raised to n equal to a raised to m plus n. So this becomes minus 3 raised to a is m plus 1 plus b plus n, that is 5, and that gives us the right hand side, which is minus 3 raised to 7. Now like I told you, the right hand side is simplified, so we got nothing to do there. This becomes minus 3 raised to m, m remains as it is, 1 plus 5 becomes 6, and that is equal to minus 3 raised to 7. Now they have told us here that these two numbers have got same value. Now when can two numbers have the same value? When we solve them and the value is equal. But when will their values be equal? Two numbers will have equal values when the bases are equal and their powers are also equal. So two numbers will have the same value when their bases are equal and powers are equal. Check. Is the base equal? Yes, the base is equal. It means the powers also have to be equal. So what will we do now? Since we know the bases are equal, we will say the powers are also equal. So m plus 6 equal to 7. This power and this power has to be equal because the bases are equal. So m equal to, this plus 6 goes into the other side, becomes minus 6, 7 minus 6. So we get m equal to 1. So based on this equation given to us, there is the unknown m which we can find using the law of exponents. So you have to remember the value of two numbers will be same when their bases are equal and the powers are equal. So this is how you simplify to get the correct answer. Now comes the next question, find the value of. So now we have to find the value. So this is the exponential form, we have to find the value. Like we did in the previous sum, there is a negative power. So first thing to be done is to make the power positive. So how do we do that? 2 raised to 3 raised to minus 2. How to make the power positive? By taking the reciprocal. 2 upon 3 becomes 3 upon 2 raised to the power 2. Now there is a law which states a upon b raised to m is a raised to m upon b raised to m, means the power is separated. So I can write this as 3 square upon 2 square. 3 by 2 the whole square can be written as 3 square upon 2 square, that is 3 into 3 upon 2 into 2, which gives me the answer 9 upon 4. So the value of 2 by 3 raised to minus 2 is 9 upon 4. So in this sum we have kept it simple. Remember, we are not going into the decimal form, but that will be in the later classes. Just now we have to only simplify, find the value of. So that is what we have done. We have found the value of 2 by 3 raised to minus 2. Now again we have got the sum here to simplify. Okay, we have to simplify. Now what you can see here, this sum is slightly different. Why is the sum different? Because the bases are not the same, the powers are not the same, and in between the sign is also not the same. There is not a multiplication or a division sign here. So this sum is totally different. You can see all we have got is negative powers, but otherwise the bases are different, the powers are different, and there is no multiplication or division sign. So we'll just use the basic step and do the simplification method. So first let me make this number simple. 1 upon 3 raised to minus 2 can be written as 3 raised to 2. This minus sign remains as it is without change. I don't change that sign. 2 raised to minus 3 becomes 2 raised to 3. Now 3 square I know is 9. 2 cube is 8. So 9 minus 8 is 1. I get the answer 1, but this is the simplified form. Now you can see here we cannot use the law of exponents here because the bases are not the same, the powers are not the same, and this sign is neither multiplication nor division. This is no sign. So we have to just do the simplification by using the BODMAS rules. What rule are we using here? We are first converting the negative power into a positive power, putting down the values and getting the answer. Okay. The same thing applies here. Simplification. Okay. Now how will we simplify this? So here, first we'll convert the negative power into a positive power. So it becomes 8 upon 5 raised to 7 into 8 upon 5 raised to minus 5. So what I've done here, I've converted this 5 upon 8 to 8 upon 5. So now the bases have become same. I could also convert this 8 by 5 into 5 by 8, either ways. But by converting just one number, the bases have become the same, 8 upon 5, with the multiplication sign in between. So here I can use the rule a raised to m into a raised to n equal to a raised to m plus n. So by using this I can write 8 upon 5, that is the whole number as the base, 7 plus minus 5, that is 8 upon 5, 7 plus minus becomes minus 5. So we get it 8 upon 5 raised to 2. Since we are not told to evaluate, we will keep the answer as it is. So here you can see the bases were not the same, but by changing the power of one number, I made the bases same. So there are many different types of sums we did today. Kindly rewind the video and see how each sum is done. Try to absorb the practice done in each and every sum, what step we had taken for each and every sum. Try to absorb it, and if you absorb this, then I can confidently give you exercise 12.1 as homework, which you have to do in your rough book. Approach the exercise only if you have understood all the sums thoroughly, because it is very important to understand all these basic steps in detail. If you think you have understood all the steps properly, then move to the exercise. In the next lecture, I will give the solution of the exercise. We will compare our answers. I am going to end here, but again I hope in the first lecture you understood all the laws of exponents. In the second lecture you understood all the sums in detail. I am going to end here. Thank you.